Boris Johnson arriving in the last 30 minutes direct from that G7. And you're right, this is probably the most crucial NATO summit that we've seen in decades, Colin. Why is that? Well, it's pretty clear from what we saw in Ukraine yesterday that Russia is essentially ramping up this war. A pretty strong message from Vladimir Putin yesterday that he is trying to send to NATO leaders that he's prepared to use indiscriminate missile attacks on the Ukrainian people, and that is why NATO leaders in many ways are going to have to be pretty united over the next couple of days. We've heard from Emmanuel Macron, the French president. There had been suggestions that he was trying to persuade or cajole President Zelensky of Ukraine into making concessions. Well, he today was suggesting that Ukraine needed to win this war, and I think what you will see is a pretty united front from NATO in the days to come. The question is, what more can they do? There are continued suggestions that they do need to supply and continue to supply more weapons, better weapons, to the Ukrainians in the weeks and months to come. In addition to that, we've heard from the Americans today suggesting that they need to try and stifle or prevent the production of weapons inside Russia by trying to extend those kind of sanctions to some of the materials that are used to make weapons. And in addition to that, Colin, of course there is continuous talk, isn't there, about trying to ramp up the deterrent from NATO. We know that the number of troops on alert, if you like, across NATO countries is going to increase, I think, from around 30,000 to 400,000. Will that be enough? Well, we're going to have to wait and see on that front. But yes, these talks, these meetings over the next 2 days are going to be very, very important indeed.